Leadership and representation. Community action plays a key role in representing the voluntary sector at local and national levels, highlighting the issues affecting the sector, as well as working with the sector to develop local strategic plans. Simon Hancox, Community Action's Volunteer Development Coordinator, explains why the Derby volunteering strategy is important.
There needs to be an understanding, really, a citywide approach to how volunteers are involved across the city, really. Each organisation will obviously do things their own way, and that's fine, but in terms of approach, really, in the fundamentals, really, it's important that local organisations are supported to get it right, really. By working strategically and setting up such a group and writing a volunteering strategy and delivering on that, something which fits into a local strategic plan, such as the Derby plan, gives us kind of more teeth, really. It gives the whole thing more teeth, really. It's taken a little bit more seriously with decision makers as well. One of the key areas is really to ensure that volunteers are involved with any key developments in terms of volunteering across the city. So thinking about things like National Volunteers Week, how are volunteers involved, how can they have their say, how can they affect decisions surrounding their volunteering in the city. Looking at how we can maybe set up some generic volunteering training for volunteers across the city. So that's where volunteering works has developed, really. So it's really important for us as an organisation to ensure that anything that we develop kind of comes out of the strategy and feeds into it as well.
Community Action organised the Your Sector, Your Say event at the Riverside Conference Centre in Derby. The event was an opportunity for voluntary sector organisations to input their ideas and views on key areas to focus on over the next 3 years. Community Action Operations Director Matthew Allbones explains the thinking behind the event.
Well, it's twofold, really. I mean, we once every 6 months or so we try and hold these large-scale networking events, really to get groups together, to get them talking, to get them thinking about how they can work more collaboratively, to get an understanding of what's going on in the wider sector. But in terms of this one as well, in addition to that, we also do once a year we develop with groups an action plan of the issues that are impacting on the sector, something we can take to the local authority and to other partners to say, actually, these are the issues, how can we progress them?
Within Derby City Council, I'm a voluntary sector coordinator, and what that actually translates to mean, as it were, is I'm a funder of the voluntary sector here in Derby. What Community Action actually do now is vital, I feel, and the council feels is vital to the infrastructure of our sector here in Derby. And they do a great job.
My name's Janet Tristram and I work for St James Centre in Normanton. St James is part of the leadership group for the voluntary community sector which Community Action organise, and we take part in a lot of the activities and the events and things as a way of promoting our organisation and also as a way of learning and understanding what's going on within the sector.
It's all about us being able to lead from a position of knowledge, of understanding what the issues are for the groups, and as an organisation making sure that we're working to address those and not being distracted by what are quite a lot of other agendas that tend to come up.
73.5% of groups felt Community Action supported open and accountable representation. 63.9% of groups were aware of the voluntary and community sector's strategic action plan, and 49% of groups felt they were involved. 51.4% of groups were aware of the volunteering strategy, and 31.8% of groups felt they were involved.